Good morning, everyone, on this Thursday morning, February 8th. I'm meteorologist Andrew Kren for the Weather Service in Raleigh, covering the weekly briefing that's going to cover today through next Wednesday, the 14th of February, actually ending on Valentine's Day. Let's go ahead and get into the weekly briefing here. All right, so upcoming weather patterns. So it's been relatively quiet most of this week. We are under high pressure, and that will kind of be the story, tomorrow on Friday, and actually most of Saturday. I do think most of Saturday is going to be dry. However, we do have a frontal boundary that's going to be approaching late Saturday night into Sunday morning that will kind of linger over the area. And so we'll have increasing rain chances as we get into overnight Saturday night and into midday Sunday. And then we'll see increasing chances for showers and perhaps a storm or two as we get into Monday and into early Tuesday. We'll see an area of low pressure that's likely to form along that stalled boundary that's over us on Sunday, and then kind of track along that cold front, and then eventually move up into the Carolinas Monday night and into Tuesday. But before that happens, we're going to see above normal temperatures into Saturday and into Sunday. Highs the next couple of days, upper 50s to low 60s, and then Saturday is kind of our warmest day with upper 60s to even some middle 70s on Saturday. So we may get close to some record high temperatures in Raleigh. Looking at maybe 74 degrees in Raleigh on Saturday, and perhaps mid to upper 70s in Fayetteville. All right, and then behind that system next week, Tuesday, we are going to see a trend to actually some more seasonal temperatures, and then eventually drier weather Wednesday, and actually it looks like most of next week, besides the Monday, Tuesday area, looks largely dry after that. So this is kind of our main weather system for the next 7 days. So given the pattern, let's look at our accumulated precipitation over the next 5 days. Again, we're dry today and Friday. The precipitation you see there on Saturday will cover the period into 7 a.m. Sunday. So most of that rain for that Saturday column is actually going to occur, towards the end of Saturday night and into Sunday morning. So I think, again, most of Saturday is going to be dry. I think the best chance for rain on Saturday is going to kind of be in the Triad and across the Western Piedmont and obviously across the Appalachians. Sunday, we'll have a better chance for rain area-wide, especially in the morning and afternoon hours, and then we'll see a resurgence with that area of low pressure moving into the area Monday with continued high rain chances and perhaps a storm or two, which we'll get into shortly. And we're looking at rainfall totals kind of throughout the entire event, so going through Saturday night into roughly midday Tuesday. Amounts could be anywhere from an inch and a quarter in the north to perhaps maybe 2 inches along the South Carolina border. So welcome rain. We have been wet the last couple months, but certainly additional rain isn't going to hurt anything. Severe thunderstorm potential the next 7 days. Currently, we are not expecting any thunderstorms widespread, but we are monitoring the chance of a few storms with that system Monday afternoon, Monday evening into early Tuesday. There is a lot of uncertainty as to whether we can get some kind of instability in the area, but it's something we continue to monitor because there is a potential low-end risk that there could be something outlooked on Monday. So stay tuned for that as we get into the next couple days. And in terms of the excessive rainfall, very similar to the storm threat, there currently isn't any expectation that we'll see any excessive rain to produce flash flooding in the next 5 days, but we continue to monitor rainfall potential over the weekend and into early next week. Again, looking at most of the guidance that we have shows rainfall amounts from an inch and a quarter to perhaps an inch and 3/4 on the high end, maybe 2 inches or 2 1/4 inches, but kind of that sweet spot that we're looking at right now, anywhere between 1 inch and 2 inches. That looks like it wouldn't really have enough to produce excessive rainfall, but if the amounts trend towards the higher end, then I wouldn't be surprised if they introduce a marginal risk. But at this time, we're not looking at anything major. In terms of the drought update, there really wasn't much of a change. Last week was dry, but conditions across the state remain near normal, and there still are areas that have some wet spots. There has been a noticeable maybe some drying trend across the eastern section of the state with the last 3 weeks there with little rain, but all in all, it's fairly promising in terms of the drought update, with no areas having any drought and just a few places with abnormally dry conditions. Let's go into the 8 to 14 day outlook, not the 18, but the 8 to 14 day outlook. We're looking at a 60 to 70% chance of below normal temperatures during this period and relatively near normal precipitation. So no strong signal for above normal or below normal precipitation, but a stronger signal that we're going to see more of a cooler trend from what we have been seeing of relatively mild temperatures, at least for particularly this week. And our average highs, in this period, largely in the low to mid 50s and lows kind of in the low to mid 30s. In terms of basically our hazard outlook, I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we are kind of watching the potential for some storms on Monday. Looks like the best chance of any storms at this point, if it does get outlooked, would be kind of in the Sandhills, southern Piedmont, and the southern coastal plain, especially along the South Carolina border. And then we are looking at maybe some gusty winds behind the system Tuesday into early Wednesday. So that could produce maybe some elevated fire conditions if we, as it looks like we get a fair amount of dry air building into the area along with some gusty winds. But given that we'll see a fair amount of rain, that looks like it could be fairly limited at this point. All right, so we'll get high pressure that will be ridging through the area into Saturday, and that will favor above normal temperatures. Looking at our highest temperatures on Saturday, perhaps mid 70s in several locations. Cold front's going to move south Saturday night into Sunday, and that will increase our rain chances. And then we may see a lull in precipitation basically Sunday afternoon before another round comes in late Sunday and especially Monday into early Tuesday. And then we'll drop to more seasonal temperatures behind that low pressure Tuesday and Wednesday. Really no hazards expected in the next 7 days, but we continue to monitor the chance of a few storms going into Monday and into early Tuesday. That's all I have on the slides. Are there any questions that I can answer?